Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at seductionpower.com. This video is going to be about the games our mind plays. Now, I was watching a video, it was talking about how you know an avoidant loves you and the way they express their love. It may not be saying I love you 100 times a day. They do it in the little things. So here's the funny thing. And I'm going to shift this away from this concept. But I'm going to use this concept to explain what this video is about. So first of all, I've got a brand new website. This is my new logo, what you just saw, and I love my website. It is awesome. I'm starting to use a form of ChatGPT to create stuff, and it's helping. It created that logo, by the way. So it's kicking ass. It's an awesome experience. So go to my new website. My new URL is seductionpower.com. So if you guys have heard of in NLP, we call it the deep love strategy. That's where this first began. Okay, now that they call it the 5 love languages. Okay, so it's an author took the NLP course and he kind of ran with it and he changed the name, but he did add 2 things onto it. And one of them, so okay, let's go over deep love strategy first, and because it's an important thing you need to learn. It's in my book, by the way, Cracked Female Code. Again, go to Seduction Power and buy my book, Cracked Female Code. So it's in there, and I teach it to you in the training so you understand how to do it with someone else to find out what their deep love strategy is. Because just knowing deep love strategy won't really help you unless you know what yours is and you know what theirs is. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit more technical. So deep love strategy is essentially we have 3 different ways that we receive love, and all of us have one that we absolutely have to have. It's like our button. If they don't push this button, if they don't love you in this way, no matter what they do in a billion years, you will never believe in a trillion years that they love you. And now here's the funny thing. Usually people don't match up on the same deep love strategy. So unconsciously, after the first, what do you call it, the honeymoon phase, we tend to revert back to just what we are. Here's what I mean. In the honeymoon phase, we do everything because we have so much chemicals and energy and emotion. We have so much energy, and that's really the key, this energy. We're living off of drugs or chemicals inside our system. Dopamine, how long? Remember the other one? The main one is oxytocin. So when these chemicals are running through our system, we're in love, we're happy, we're putting all the effort. So here's what we do unconsciously. We do all of the deep love strategies unconsciously. We're not even aware that we're doing it. So here's what it is in a nutshell. So the deep love strategy consists of visual, auditory, kinesthetic. That's it. Some people absolutely need to see that's visual. They need to see, I'm pointing to my eye, that they're loved. So if you don't express your love visually, it'll be, now here's the thing, it's nice. Everyone loves to get a brand new Ferrari and a brand new $2.2 million condo. We love it. We love people paying for dinner. These are all visual ways of expressing love. When you take people places, buy them things, and show them love. Now here's the deal. That's the greedy people. No. You can literally write I love you on a piece of paper and crumple it up and hand it to them, and then when they open it, they will start to cry. Now my ex-girlfriend was very visual. Well, actually, let me finish this. So the visual is they need to see it. Even if you write a cute note and maybe a heart or smiley face on a piece of paper. Now my high school girlfriend was visual. We drew this thing called a pokeball. It was a little circle with a smiley face, and then on the outside we had little lines going out all the way around. So it's this cute little, what we called a pokeball. And I remember the first time I drew it and I gave it to her, I was just goofing around. She goes, "Oh, it's so cute." And I go, "Yeah." And I don't know if I named it or she knew, but we eventually named it the pokeball. And so anytime I drew it and gave it to her, she would just smile from ear to ear. Now, as a high school kid, I didn't know what was going on. I was just happy that she was happy. But here's what happened. The next one is auditory. So there's visual, then auditory. Auditory people need to hear it. It could be I love you, or it could be your little special nickname you have for each other, cutie pie, sweetie, monkey, whatever. And then, so they need to hear it in some way or shape, okay? You could put a song together. You could play a song, you could sing a song, you could put little things together for her to hear it in an audio or video. As long as they hear it, they feel loved. You're pushing their love button. You hear what I'm saying? auditory people. But then there's kinesthetic people. They need to be hugged. You could show them, you could buy them a mansion, a $10 million mansion. You could buy them a $250,000 Ferrari sports car, whatever, 2.2 million Bugatti. And here's the thing, everyone loves to get awesome shit. And that's the confusing part, because you're like, oh, they're so happy. Well, yeah, but it doesn't push their love button. And for some people, so if they're auditory or kinesthetic and you're trying to show them by buying expensive things, it's nice. It's awesome. I mean, who doesn't want a 2.2 million Bugatti? I mean, I would like one. And here's the thing, it would make me really fucking happy. But I'm going to tell you something, I will not fall in love with you. In fact, kinesthetic people, when you buy them things, after a period of time, they're like, oh, I get it. They don't actually love me. This is the easy way out. This is what we think. Now, it's not real. But this is what we think. And people who are visual, you've heard this from kinesthetic people, like, are you trying to buy my love? My ex-girlfriend used to work at JCPenney. It was a store, and she would save shirts that I liked, the kind of shirts I liked. She would put them in the back and hide them until they went on discount. She would buy them at a really cheap price, and one day she showed up with 10 of these $40, $50 shirts. They're priced down to like $20 or whatever it was, and she bought me all of them. And she showed up at my door. Now, this was like the 50th time she did it, and she showed up at my door, and I opened the door, and she goes, look, honey, see? What did she say? Look is visual, see is visual. Now, this is the shortcut way of explaining this, but you're getting the gist of it. But in the course, I'll break it down, because there's a whole list down each visual, auditory, kinesthetic. So, and I looked at her. I literally stepped back like 4 feet, and I crossed my arms, and I gave her this kind of crossed look. And I said, really? Do you think, and I go, do you think you can buy my love? It literally made me feel like shit, like, oh, she just thinks she's going to just buy some things, I'm going to fucking be happy. Because now, unconsciously back then, now here's the thing, I was actually trained in this, and this is when I really caught it. I went, she goes, no, baby, I'm just trying to show you that I love you. And then I went, oh, shit, that's her deep love strategies, visual, mine's kinesthetic. Oh, okay, baby, come on, and I love you. And I gave her a hug, and she's crying because, she's trying to express her love, and I'm being a dick. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, baby, you're trying to show me that you love me. She goes, yeah, baby. And I was like, oh, I love you too, thank you. And so it kind of made it, but this is how we ruin our relationships unconsciously. Most people don't know what this stuff is. And even when they do, even what I did, I kind of went past my head, because after about a year or two, I'm like, man, she never hugs me. And I was getting kind of irritated, like, man, when are you going to hug me? Because I need to be hugged. I'm Italian. This is the way I was raised. Everybody hugs everybody. And if you don't hug me, I don't feel loved. But here's the really good news. I find out right off the bat before I fall in love, like, I tell them with deep love strategy, and it's, what's yours? Like, oh, it's visual. Like, oh, I shake their hands and say, and I pay for the hot chocolate and say, nice to meet you. And I pay for their Uber to take them home. Because if I fall in love with someone that is not kinesthetic, it's not going to fucking work. If you don't hug me, I'm telling you, once we get past through that honeymoon phase, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to feel, not only pissed, but I'm going to feel hurt. Like, why don't they love me? It's not that they don't love me. It's that they're not expressing it in the way that I can receive it. Now, there's a way that I work with couples where I bring them in and I talk to them, and there's a questioning process I walk them through, and you can absolutely find someone's deep love strategy. So here's the deal. If you're not pushing each other's deep love strategy, no matter what you fucking do, they're going to end up leaving you. They're going to be hurt. They're going to feel like you don't care. And you're like, but I put all this effort, Michael. I worked my ass off. I got my doctorate degree. And I spent hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. It doesn't fucking matter if they're not visual. Now there's two more. One is called time. They want to spend time with you. If you don't spend a certain amount of time with them in a day or a week or a month, they're going to feel like you don't care about them. And this is not what a relationship is to them. They need to physically be in your presence. Now, the fifth one is action, meaning acts of love or acts of service. This is when they do things for you. They help you, maybe fix something for you, or maybe get you that interview somehow. Like, they do something for you in some way. It could be fixing something. It could be getting something for them. It's acts of service. Maybe helping them with dishes or cleaning or setting up a party. I mean, these are acts of service. Okay, I had a multimillionaire friend who was kind of lonely. His wife had died. She had died of brain cancer, and this was a few years later. He had his 2 daughters, but he would throw parties and stuff, and he would always do stuff for other people, and he would go way out of his way to just. He would hire like a catering service. He used to hire this cook that would come every week to cook food. And sometimes the cook would come twice. He'd invite friends over, and this cook would do, and he'd be involved in helping out and making these meals. And it was just like over the top. And like he actually hired me to come over to blow up balloons and set up this party. And I mean, it took us like 4 hours just to do this one segment on the outside while he has this person inside the kitchen cooking and doing stuff. And then he went in there, and I go, why do you do this? I go, Mark, you don't have to do this. And he looked at me, goes, incredulously, I love doing this. And he went on and on and on. And I noticed when it came time for people to give him gifts at Christmas or his birthday or New Year's or whatever, it was like I could tell he didn't feel loved or cared for. And I'm like, man, this is like hard. Like, what do you buy someone who's that rich? Like, what do you do? And it dawned on me, he's not visual. It's acts of service. He was always trying to figure out a way to help someone or do something that would make them feel special other than just buying them a gift. So here's what he did, or here's what I did. It was Christmas, and I went by his house, and it was Christmas Eve, and he had a party going on, so I figured out what I was going to do because I felt so bad. Watch this. I literally went to the dollar store. You guys know what that is, the Dollar Tree. I bought these cheap plates that were kind of silver. And there were small ones and large ones. I think there's one large one. I bought like 4 smaller ones. And I bought candles. And I forget what else I did. And kind of like in front of his house, he had this big cement landing space. And he walked up that onto the cement walkway that went up to the sidewalk. Well, I put this stuff down on the ground. I lit this stuff up. And I got a couple other things. And it was really cheap. I think it ended up costing me like $18 for all this stuff that I set up. Maybe 20. And I texted him, hey, look out on your porch. I think you'll like it. And so, I took off. And he came out. And he saw it. He goes, oh, my God, thank you. And he's like, where are you? Come back. He called me. He goes, come meet everybody. Well, he was so happy. And I thought, God, that was just some cheap stuff I bought at the dollar store. I don't even think it was $20. Because this guy went out of his way to help me and help other people. And I noticed nobody did anything in kind. And it wasn't that they didn't care, it's because they were expressing their love in their way, which did match his. So he was this lonely rich guy surrounded by people and didn't feel loved. And I felt sorry for him. So I did this thing for him, and man, did it make him happy. So it doesn't have to be just for your wife or girlfriend. It could be for someone who's done a lot of stuff for you. Maybe do something like this in return. Here's the mistake that most men make is you think, well, yeah, but you got to buy her like a $20,000 diamond ring. You got to buy this thing. And now here's the difference. If she demands something to be expensive, that's a greedy thing. That has nothing to do with visual, auditory, kinesthetics, acts of service, or time. That's a totally different, that's a psychological thing. Now here's the funny thing. I was teaching this course, Deep Love Strategy, to a group of men in my living room. It's probably about 7 guys, and my girlfriend was with me. And I noticed we were about an hour into it, maybe an hour and a half, and the guys weren't convinced. You could tell, I don't know, dude, this sounds so weird. This isn't going to work. And I remember my girlfriend was getting grumpy because she wasn't getting attention, and I was like, oh, okay. So she was kind of distracted, and I pointed to the guys watch this. And I pointed my pen and paper, and I wrote down, I love you with a smiley face, and I crumpled it up. And I go, hey, babe. She goes, what? I go, here. She goes, are you kidding me? Now she's doing this in front of the whole group, and she's getting pissed. And she's, are you kidding me? And now I could tell she was getting more and more angry. It was like she was upset that she wasn't getting attention, I think. I wasn't sure what it was, but she started out happy, but she was grumpy. And she goes, the garbage is on your side. I go, babe, open it up. She uncrumples it, and she starts to see I love you. I love you too. And just tears, she starts crying. That's how powerful this stuff is. People need their love button to be pushed, and if you don't push their button, they will not think you love them once you're past the honeymoon phase. And this is what turns people who are madly in love with each other into absolute staunch enemies. They will start to feel you don't care, F you, all is fair in love and war. And that's where that comes from, because it's like, I'm doing all this for you and you won't love me in return. And the other person's like, what do you mean? I love you all the time. But you're not connecting, because if you're not doing it in their way, they'll never feel loved. They will start to resent you. They will start to get pissed, and you're lost. Going, what happened? And you guys are in therapy, and the therapist doesn't know about this, and all this stuff, and you will fight for freaking years until you end up getting a divorce. I bet you're having some aha moments right now, huh? So here I am. I'm with this person, this young lady, just absolutely just sweet as can be person. It turns out she was an avoidant. I didn't really know what an avoidant was at the time. I learned a little bit, but I didn't know enough about it. But I figured it out really fast, like really fast. So I remember that the third time we went out, we went to Pete's Coffee, and she pulled out the chair and she grabbed my bag and she put it underneath on the hook underneath the counter thing. And I just remember it, for some reason, it made me feel so loved, even though she didn't hug me. It's like I could tell, like, wow, it was the care that she put into it, like she was looking out for me, like she was helping me out. Now, here's the funny thing. I was doing small things for her, little things to help her out, to get her some shoes, to do this for her, to do that for her. And I didn't know it at the time. I literally just was trying to help this person out. It made her fall in love with me, and I didn't understand what it was that I was doing. So when I saw her do that, and then when we went to leave, I was standing up grabbing stuff to put in the garbage and stuff, and she had grabbed my bag and pushed the chair in, and I just was like, wow, that was really considerate. And I was like, wow, most women don't do that. I could tell she was looking out for me. She also grabbed my sunglasses, which if she didn't, I would have forgot them. And I remember I stopped and looked, and I'm like, wow, that was really considerate. That made me feel really good. My experience with women isn't like that, or hasn't been. So here's the deal. A lot of times when you're hurt and angry at women, it's because they were trying to express their deep love strategy the way that they receive love. And this is what we as humans do. So notice how someone treats you and what they do to you. Trust me, they're going to want that in return. The biblical phrase where it says, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, it's a slightly mistranslated phrase. It really means people will do unto you as they want you to do unto them, because that's what makes them happy. If you start looking at it that way, you're going to make the person you're with very happy. So a lot of you guys that were in these relationships where you guys got mad at each other and, oh, women are this and women are that, it's because you or they were not receiving their love in the way they needed. So now you have like a tainted view of love and women and think, oh, well, this is just the way women are. No, another factor is we tend to be drawn to the people unconsciously. How to explain this? I have to give an example. For example, we tend to date and fall in love with our mothers. So when women tend to be like our mother, and it's all unconscious, like until you learn deep love strategy or the 5 love languages, you don't even know what it is. So you don't even know what's going on. You might be drawn to a woman, a young lady, because, wow, and you may not think this, but it's because your mother was like this. And a lot of people, I remember one time someone goes, wow, she's just like your mother. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like everything, the way she talks, the way she moves. You're in a relationship with your mom. And I remember learning a psychology class. Guys tend to get into relationships with women that are like their mothers, and girls tend to get in relationships that tend to be like their fathers. But sometimes it's your first love. Even if that was a nightmare, you will be drawn to that person because in your system, your emotional system, you're like, well, this is what love is. And you might be drawn to the worst women in the world over and over and over who don't press your deep love strategy, who might be psycho, who might be narcissist, who might be whatever. And you're going, oh, well, this is just the way all women are. Like, no, you've got something screwed up in your head that needs to be shifted. And once you do that, life will become better and you'll start dating the women that are good for you, that make you happy, that make you feel loved, that are courteous, that care about you, that look out for you. So be careful of those videos that are always talking, oh, women this and all women that. They're not all the way. You're just meeting bad women on an unconscious level. And that's where I get involved. I'm an NLP trainer, neuro-linguistic programmer. I'm a master Ericksonian hypnotherapist. I'm also a master practitioner of timeline therapy. I studied psychology in college at Arizona State, Chico State, etc. And my point is we need to get in there and figure out what's going wrong, and we need to shift that back into place so you start connecting with women that connect with you and make you happy. Alright guys, that's it for this video. God bless you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something that might have pointed a couple things out. Hey, go to my new website. Go to seductionpower.com. I'm really proud of it. It's real. I'm almost done. I got a little bit more. Got to fill out the testimonial pages and a couple other things, but I'm almost there. Alright guys, buy my book Cracked Female Code at seductionpower.com.